Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Zoom Live. Hope you're having a great afternoon in sunny Melbourne. Welcome back. This afternoon, we'll just give you a quick overview of what's happening at the ATO. According to their website, here are our top 10 issues to do with COVID-19. So let me go and find our share our screen, and we'll be able to take you directly to what's going on at the ATO. It's been a tough couple of weeks for many businesses. I know we're working very hard to look after our clients in the background. There's a lot of changes happening out there in ATO land, and they're working hard to obviously fulfil the commitment to make sure that JobKeeper works for Australian businesses. So obviously on the back of that, there's lots of issues going around, and the ATO kindly put on their register the top 10 issues. So I thought I would share those with you this afternoon so that you're aware of some of the frustrations that obviously the ATO are dealing with, and the confusion that's still floating around JobKeeper COVID-19. All we can do is look forward to a great weekend, watch Netflix, take a bit of time out, go walk the dog. My dog's going very well, he's getting lots of walks. So let me just share your screen and we'll move directly to our presentation today. Now, here we go, rightio. So the hot issues that the ATO are receiving calls about as of 1st of May. So this is pretty hot off the press. Okay, welcome to a briefing on what's hot at the ATO COVID measures. Presented by myself, I'm your host this afternoon, Chartered Accountant, based out of Auburn, looking after small business. Okay, here are the top questions in relation to JobKeeper. So we're going to go through JobKeeper, stimulus and superannuation. So hold on to your chairs, hold on to your hats as we go through what people are calling the ATO about. First of all, one of the top questions we get is, can my employer claim JobKeeper for me? So we've added our little spiel on this. Yes, it's a business decision in relation to applying for JobKeeper. So there is a lot of pressure out there by employees pushing the employer into making a decision, especially if you're going to get top up. But it's really an employer that must make that decision. And we've seen some disappointed employees floating out there because their employer is part of a bigger group and they miss out. So your employer can claim the JobKeeper if they meet the eligibility criteria. If they do decide to participate, you as an employee will be eligible and they must pay you the JobKeeper. As an employee, you'll need to nominate that form. Our various YouTube presentations in the past couple of weeks have covered that quite succinctly, so go back and have a look at our YouTube area for that. I'm a sole trader. Can I apply for JobKeeper? Most definitely. If you meet the criteria, you've had a downturn, you can certainly apply for JobKeeper. If you're in JobKeeper and you included one employee, not zero on the form, when I enrolled, how do I amend it? Okay, so this weekend the ATO are upgrading their portal. It looks like you'll be able to do amendments at step 2, which is where you'll be able to identify and maintain your employees on the JobKeeper portal. So that's coming into effect as of Monday. So let's wait for step 2 and we'll get information probably early over the weekend. Similarly, if you provided the wrong bank details when you enrolled, don't be too concerned because Monday you'll be able to deal with that with the ATO. So obviously they're getting lots of phone calls and they're probably telling people that step 2 is where you'll be able to identify and maintain your employees and also give them the right information. So I've selected the wrong month, so that my business experience or likely to experience reduction in turnover. How do I amend this information? You do not need to amend this information at this stage. So it's all coming back to step 2. So we don't really know what step 2 is going to be involved, but at this stage, step 2 will take place on Monday, and you'll be able to go and identify and maintain your employees and update your bank details. Okay, so just make sure that you keep the right records in relation to your turnover. So that's a big thing that's come out this week, is making sure that you have met the turnover test of 30% using the basic test or the alternative tests available. If you're getting stuck on that, we've got a pile that we're going through at the moment. So if you're a client listening to this and you're wondering where your JobKeeper application is, we're going through lots of them at the moment and trying to make sure that we cover off on your behalf. There's nothing worse that we all put you into this process and then a couple of months later you get a phone call from the ATO saying, we don't believe you are eligible to pay back the money. Okay, so important dates. We've summarised for you. This is an ATO thing, this is just us. Key dates for you need to do right now for the month of May. So how is this? The start of another month. We've got April applications. Make sure you pay your employees by the 8th of May. So a little bit of confusion for those that want to apply by the end of April. For the April month, you've got till the end of this month to be able to apply, but you still need to meet those other criteria, which is paying your employees by the 8th of May. Make sure you set up your payroll for STP. We're starting to help a few clients with that next week. Check your turnover calculations very carefully. That's very important that you do that at the moment. And ensure you communicate with your employees that you've actually have or haven't taken on JobKeeper. If you don't do that, obviously employees are going to be a little bit confused as where they stand, especially if you've got key employees, you may wish to keep them. So JobKeeper is exactly what it's for. It's keeping them in job. Amend step 2 on Monday the 4th of May with the ATO. We'll wait for information on that. Step 7 is have a good weekend. That's a bit blank. Step 8 is for the next fortnightly pay for May applicants. Make sure that you pay them by the 8th of May so that you are going to be eligible for the month of May if you're not eligible in the month of April. And complete the application by the 31st of May for those May applicants. Rightio, the next question we're getting, or the tax officers are getting, we're getting a few of them too actually, is MyGov. MyGov versus MyGov ID. Yes, it's a bit confusing. You need a phone. You need to be able to access the ATO portal system using your MyGov ID. So MyGov is an account for individuals, sole traders. They need to access this using the online services. Sole traders, so we're talking sole traders here, can apply for JobKeeper payments through their MyGov ID, which is a digital identity for businesses and not-for-profit organisations. They can use their MyGov ID to log on to the business portal to apply for JobKeeper payments. So really, it's important probably that you get your MyGov ID, you set it up, you put your licence in there, your passport, whatever else you need to do to identify yourself. So when you log on to your portal, then basically you put in your number that comes up on your MyGov ID, and then that should talk to their ATO site and let you into the portal. Obviously, we're also looking after a few of our clients because for people like even myself who's not really keen on this ID stuff, their tax agent can sort out their affairs quite easily. So if you're getting stuck, by all means, don't worry. We have access to the ATO via our portal, and we can sort things out pretty quickly for you. Okay, questions that we're now getting asked, or the tax office getting asked, and we're actually getting asked too by input. My employer has asked me to work more hours. Do I need to? At least $1,500 per fortnight must be paid to the eligible employees. This amount does not change based on the hours you work. So you need to contact the ATO, saying contact Fair Work if you feel like things aren't right for you. We're saying check employees to need to receive a top up for the 8th of May if they normally earn less than $1,500. So it is for some people a great windfall. Obviously this week the tax office have come out and said people between the ages of 16 and 17 uneligible if they're, and there's a few other conditions. I think one of the conditions was they're living at home and they've been supported by their parents. It is bad luck for those that thought they were going to get it. And of course, this is the nature of JobKeeper legislation. It's like a slithering snake, and it does change, and it is keeping us all on our toes. Okay, with the employees, check your hours. So normal hours apply. So if they work 10 hours a week, that's their normal week. Then that's what they're entitled to do under JobKeeper. Check if there's valid work to be done. Discuss with the employees. They shouldn't think that they don't need to attend work and they've got 6 months off, because The idea is, as you as the employer, that you're going to engage with them. In some cases, yeah, there's a definite shutdown. For others, it's a support for the employer to keep their employees engaged rather than going on sick leave. And those employees that can't be put on JobKeeper continue to pay or stand down or dismiss them, and they see job seeker. So yes, we're a little bit confusion at the start between JobKeeper, job seeker, job creeper. You know, I don't know. There's so many job types out there, but we're looking today at JobKeeper. Okay, the ATO can tell you. Can the ATO tell you your bank that your business is receiving JobKeeper? The tax office is getting a lot of phone calls about that, because banks are saying, well, you're now getting JobKeeper to support your business. And the ATO, in their right mind, have said, no, well, we can't give you a letter. What we can give you is a receipt showing the information that you've enrolled, your receipt number, your BSB number. So if your bank's asking for that information, either talk to us about your enrolment or just flick them a copy of your BSB details. Obviously, we'll be looking at supporting clients on a cash flow basis and giving them a bit of support on how they can manage their cash flow in the next couple of months. And obviously, and there's quite a few clients that are starting to look at whether they need to apply for a bank loan. And we'll work through that process with them. Right, the next one is the early release of superannuation. The question that they're getting a phone call is, why is my super balance on MyGov less than what I thought? Good question. And the simple answer is quite simply that MyGov only displays your balance up to the 30th of June. Now, post the 30th of June, unfortunately, we've had this thing called Covid-19, and in most cases, our super's gone down. And if you've only got a small amount, you may not have $10,000 sitting there to withdraw. So basically, you need to talk to your super fund and find out what the conditions of release are and what your balance is. It's something that needs to be applied with your MyGov and the super fund. What if I had read into bank account for early release? We can't change your early release application you've submitted, so it's the ATO saying that. If the bank account you provide on your application form is wrong, contact your super fund urgently to correct it, otherwise it's going to go in the wrong bank account. I'm sure there's going to be a few of those out there, and some disappointed and some frustrated people. When will I receive the payment from my super fund? It takes about 5 days to release the payment. You should contact your super fund if you haven't received it after that. So probably worth a phone call thereafter. Okay, the cash flow boost. We're getting on to the final part of our seminar today, and I could hang out for a boost actually, but I might go have some lunch shortly. But let's get through this so that we can all move on to our afternoon of fun of whatever we're going to get up to. Hopefully the sun is about to appear. The cash flow boost is not a cash payment, so let's make that clear. And they made that clear from the start. There's actually cash flow boost 1 and cash flow boost 2. At the moment, we're all seeing cash flow boost 1 coming out. And the cash flow boost is if you're eligible and you meet the criteria, so that means you've employed people and you're actually paying pay-as-you-go withholding, you'll receive $10,000. And it'll be applied as a credit to your March 2020 monthly or quarterly activity statement. So it's important that you actually have paid some pay-as-you-go withholding. It doesn't need to be a lot. We've had 1 or 2 clients have paid very small amounts and actually received their $10,000. And how it works. So here's the ATO giving us a quick summary. The credit is to reduce your liabilities, pay-as-you-go W, and your GST from the activity statement, so your March or your monthly statement. If your liabilities are less than the cash flow boost, the remaining credit is refunded to you. Excess credits will not be applied against other existing debts. So what the tax office and ScoMo and everyone is saying, look, the money you're going to get from your BAS, if there's a credit, we're going to pay it directly to you. We're not going to take it off you and put it against your ATO debt. So that's probably a good thing. However, there's a little trick to this. You've got to actually lodge your March BAS. Now, I'm not sure, I need to check in our office and the ATO whether actually you need to have also lodged some of your other BASs. But definitely the March BAS is something that we could need to do. Obviously, you can go and have a look at the cash flow boost page. How do I apply? For most, the cash flow boost will be automatically credited to your bank account when you lodge your activity statement. So lodge your March BAS, get it in. Now, don't be surprised if you don't actually get a refund, because for some of our larger clients, they're getting big credits back against their activity statement. They still owe money. So it's very careful that you don't think that this is just a $10,000 boost that you're going to get automatically, because they're going to offset some of your existing activity statement liability. Okay, be aware that there will be an inquiry if the boost doesn't look quite right. So if your wages for some reason, for whatever reason, could be good or bad, or legit or not so legit, has actually increased in March, the ATO will inquire. They will call us up and ask us or you to produce some payroll records. I've known, personally, we haven't had any in our practice, but I've known others that have, and that's something to be aware of. So, and there's many legitimate reasons, but obviously the ATO doesn't want to release refunds to those that don't have legitimate reasons. So today, this has been a presentation by myself, Jeff Gartley, Gartley Advisory. We're down in Ormond in Melbourne. We have lots of regional clients, interstate clients, and with Zoom and Facebook, obviously, we're keeping in contact with our clients. We're always looking for new small business clients that are proactive, that are looking for a greater proactive accounting group. We're certainly that. If you need further advice, contact us. You can call us on 597-9966 or via our Facebook page or our YouTube page or our website. There are many different ways. We specialise in helping small business with tax, GST, self-managed super fund, and growing your business well beyond what you'd normally do. So we're here. We've had many clients who've been here for 20 years. Love looking after our clients. As you can see, we're out there. We're giving clients our advice. We're trying to help people, and we're wishing everybody the most genuine success for getting out of Covid-19 and moving back to normality. Have a great afternoon. That's all from us. Take care. Go off and enjoy your lunch, and have a great weekend, and look after your family and stay safe. Till next time, we'll see you again.